You want Tony to press charges on Tamar. Be fucking for real. Welcome to my channel. We're here. We break down reality TV shows with laughter and reenactments, all while giving it to you straight with no chaser. Because we don't just watch TV around here, we get into the things of the things. So sit back and relax. I hope you enjoy the video. Hey y'all, it's Chloe and we're back with another video. The Braxtons season 2 episode 4, baby. My God. Woo! When I tell you it was a lot, it was a lot. And we are going to walk through this, okay? Because we have to break down that whole table scene and we got to get into the things of the things. But before we do, if this is your first time here, sit back, relax, watch the video through. And if you like what you see and you like what you hear, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before and you have yet to subscribe, I'm going to need you to do that, okay? Your girl got goals to hit, so I need y'all to subscribe to the channel. I'm begging, I'm pleading with you, okay? Anyway, if you're one of my lovely members or subscribers, hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm doing well, I'm doing okay. It is a Sunday and we are supposed to be peaceful, but the sisters have chose violence, okay? They chose violence, so let's just go ahead and get into it. So the episode picks up exactly where we left off. The sisters are at the table, right? And Tony is telling Tamar, you're saying that I don't have your back? I don't have your back. No. Put it on record. I want this on camera for the world to see that you were saying that I don't have your back. Tamar said you don't have my back when it comes to your little lawyer friends. Okay? Somehow, some way, all this is going on and nobody is standing up for me or that niece. Let's add that in there. And y'all trying to sweep things under the rug. So Tony's like, I'm a heavyweight. Don't F with Tony Braxton. See, that's the thing. That is the thing with Tony. And I love Tony down. Tony is my top 3 favorite artists of all time. Beyonce, Brandy, Tony Braxton, right? But this bothered me so much because you are at the table with your sisters. There is no need to be like, I'm Tony Braxton. I'm the Tony Braxton. These are your sisters. And I blame your sisters, minus Tamar, for treating you like a superstar when you are their sister. They sit up there and they kiss Tony's behind. And it bothers me so bad because they shouldn't be a celebrity of the family. Anyway, Tony's in a confessional and she said, I thought we were coming to talk about how we can support mommy. And I was like, remember in my last review when Tony said everybody should know that first priority is mommy? And I said, nobody knows that except for you, Tony. It is clear. Because that is not what we are here to discuss today. You're the only one who's putting mommy as a priority at this moment, okay? She said, but it seems as though Tamar came here to attack them and accuse them of being behind the cease and desist. Somebody's behind the cease and desist. Okay? Now, Towanda and Tony have been very clear that it is not them. It is not them. It is not them. Okay? Now, Trina, on the other hand, is sitting there very much so quiet at this moment, okay? So Tony's in a confessional and she's saying she don't think the cease and desist was meant to attack Tamar the way Tamar is perceiving it to be. But overall, she's hurt because she's being blamed for something she didn't do. I don't think Tony had anything to do with the cease and desist. I'm going to just be honest with you, okay? And I feel like at this point, that's a valid reason to be upset, right? But who did it? That is the question. Who did it? So Tamar sitting there like, who gave the man my address? He came to my house. He rang my doorbell. How did he get my address? Trina's talking about something. It's called an attorney. It's called an attorney. And Tamar was like, okay, and what does that mean? How did he get my address? Because my house isn't even listed in my name. She's more concerned about the safety of her child because if it was this easy for an attorney to get her address, then that means anybody could get her address, right? Right. So Trina's in a confessional saying how the proof is in the letter, okay? I didn't send it. Trina, you know you had something to do with it, and you can't tell me that you didn't. The way you've been on this internet trying to protect that man lets me know everything that I need to know. I feel like you have something to do with it. You may not be the only one, but I'm sure you are part of the ones. I'm sure you are, okay? She's talking about some just read it. It'll tell you who sent it. That's why Tamar at this table, because obviously she needs to know who sent it. It's coming from the family attorney, so somebody in the family has to have something to do with it. And if you didn't have anything to do with it, Trina, why are you sitting at the table being on mute? Say something. At least say it wasn't you. You got Towanda and Tony fighting for their lives while you sitting there making all the faces in the world. Smirking. Like you happy about this, low key. That's what it was given. So Tawanda said, I don't know where you live, Tamar. And Tamar said, of course you don't, because you don't come. So Tawanda's like, so then how would I give them your address? Then Tamar busts in like, I know where you live though, because I paid the down payment. And I said, oh child, it's getting real. And Tawanda's like, you sure did. You sure did. And thank you. Thank you so much. That right there would have sent me. That right there would have sent me. So Tamar's like, and now that you had that little accident, I want my money back. I want my money back. Now, based off this conversation, it seems like Tamar was going to let the money slide. But now that Tawanda got into this accident and she might be suing or she's going to sue or whatever the case may be, she want her money back. And I feel like rightfully so. Rightfully so. So Tamar's side of the story is that Tawanda called her and said that she needed to have the money in her account in order for her lender to approve it. As long as the money is there, the lender could approve it. Now Tamar said that she already was hesitant about doing it, but she did it because that's her sister. Now Tawanda's side of the story is that Tamar just wanted to help her get her house. So she gave her the money. But now if she gave you the money, then why did you put her down as a creditor on the house? Huh? That means that you owe her, correct? Now, my thing is, if you were supposed to just have the money in a bank account so that they can see the money and then give you money, then you should have gave that money directly back to Tamar. How did the money get spent? How did the money get spent? It's already clear that you owe her the money because you put her down as a creditor. Tell the truth. Just tell the truth for once, Tawanda. You're just a liar. It is so sad the way you sat up there and lied at this table. And the thing that got me the most about this is Tawanda got a rebuttal for everything. Instead of just owning up to it, she's going to ask Tony that Tamar paid her when she was staying in her condo. What does that have to do with her giving you $35,000, $50,000 for your house that you owe her back? What does that have to do with Tamar staying at Tony's condo for a little bit? Be effing for real, Tawanda. Be effing for real. So then Tony brought up how she called Tony. She said, Tony, remember I called you? I called you because I was changing my numbers because I found out that Tawanda had her whole family plan, 6 lines on her credit card. And Tony's like, yeah, you did say that. You did say that. And then Tawanda's like, just because she said it's true doesn't make it true. And then Tony goes, are you effing kidding me right now? So you mean to tell me that Tamar just called Tony out of the blue one day to lie on Tawanda for what? What was the reason? Please explain to me what sense it would make for Tamar to just randomly get up one day, call Tony and say, I'm changing my phone plan and my number because Tawanda got her whole family on my plan. Be effing for real. That don't even make no sense. The truth ain't in you, girl. The truth is not in you. And Tony, you messed up for that. And that is part of you not having Tamar's back. That is part of you not having her back. She never brought it up to Tawanda. It seemed like she was just going to let it slide. And you sat there and you mouthed, doesn't make it true. Doesn't make it true. Go away from me with this. Go away from me. I'm so disappointed. The gaslighting is crazy. Tony's sitting there like, but I thought that's what family do, help each other. Okay, yes, you letting Tamar stay in your condo. Yes, lending your sister some money. Yes, we helping each other out. But putting your whole family on my credit card and not letting me know, it's stealing. There's a difference between helping and stealing, and what Tawanda was doing was stealing, and she has not denied any of this. Now, Tawanda is in the daggone confessional talking about how she don't want to go blow for blow with her because she know where all the bodies are buried and she never exposed any of them. But what she's not about to do is be anyone's verbal punching bag. Tawanda, please, the way you've been punching on daggone Tamar from the very beginning is ridiculous. I vividly remember when Tamar had her first show and she was so excited. You sitting up there like, let's go out there and surprise and be a backup dancers. Everybody was like, let's not do that. Let's not do that. We know Tamar gonna be mad. And you like, no, it's okay. You've been trying to sabotage that girl from the very beginning. You do things to get under her skin, and when she reacts, you sit back and you compose yourself and act like she's the crazy one. The gaslighting is crazy. And so because Tamar is sitting here saying that she doesn't steal, she's not a thief, Tawanda's like, oh, so you don't steal? Because you stole Tony's man. Now, whatever name she said, Tony looked at Tamar like, I know you effing lied. I said, woo, child. Did she sleep with him? Now, Tamar's like, don't do that. Don't play with me like that. Here's my thing, Tawanda. So you decide that now is the time to tell Tony that Tamar slept with her man, allegedly, back in the day. This is the time? Because you being accused of stealing and being a thief? This is the time. How loyal are you to the Tony Braxton if you've been holding on to this secret all this time? And you've been waiting for a moment to use this and throw it out there. She's in a confessional saying that it's no secret. Everyone knows that Tamar slept with Tony's ex-boyfriend or boyfriend. Or boyfriend? Is this a current boyfriend? Like, what's T? Tamar said, he told me he slept with you. Tawanda said, oh, please, I didn't sleep with nobody. That's a lie. So now Tamar's getting mad. So she gets up and knocks the glass over. And I'm sitting here like, okay, Tamar, stop. You doing too much. Y'all already having a conversation. It's already getting heated. There's a lot of accusations being thrown around. We don't need you up here throwing glasses. You were absolutely wrong for that. Wrong for that because that heightens the situation. So now Tamar and Tawanda are going back and forth, F you and this, that, and the other. And Tony's like, shut up. Everybody shut up. We don't do ghetto stuff like this. And I'm sitting here looking like, y'all talking about y'all? The Braxton family values, sister? Don't do ghetto stuff. Y'all have been doing ghetto stuff since I've been watching Family Values. It's been nothing but ghetto-ness up in here. Y'all don't do ghetto stuff? Tamar was just on the stage with Birdman, dropping it like it's hot. You married the ghetto stuff. What are you talking about? Child, it was Tawanda saying how she don't argue with sick people that sent me. Because you have the effing nerve to talk about you don't argue with sick people. Half of y'all at the damn table sick. Tony's sick. You sick. Like, what do you mean? Trying to use her mental health against her was wrong. And Tony, you sat there and you went with it. You looked directly in the camera and said mental health is real. So now we're going to make fun of her anxiety and depression. Now we just going to, oh, she's sick. We're not arguing with her. Y'all got to, this is your sister. When Tamar said y'all hate her, it's obvious. Tamar said y'all not going to make me feel bad about my diagnosis with anxiety and depression, okay? She's on Lexapro or something like that, okay? And she feels good. She said she has a therapist on set and off the set. She's doing what she needs to do to take care of herself. And matter of fact, y'all need some pills at this table. Tony going to tell her, but what we're not going to do is act like you're not a mean girl and you're unkind to your family. You think a mean girl and someone who's unkind to their family will give their sister $35,000 to $50,000 for a house? Come on. Come on. Now, I know she may be a little loud. I know she may be a little ratchet. I know it may come off harsh and things and direct or whatever the case may be. But to sit there and say that she is unkind is crazy. As if Tamar did not do backup singing for Tony for free. Tony said that Tamar has never charged her to sing backup singing for her. That's unkind? That's a mean girl? Tamar has bought Tawanda a car. Help her pay for her house when she was with Andre. That's unkind? Be effing for real. Y'all are crazy. Y'all got to move past the antics of it all and look at the person itself and the things that she has done for y'all. Stop it. Now Tamar is going on a rant of how they're jealous of her and they hate her. I will say if nobody hates Tamar, it is damn Tawanda. Because let me tell you, I saw a clip of a show back in the day. Ayana had a show and Tawanda was on this show and she wanted her stage name to be Chloe. She don't put my name out there like that. Okay, but nonetheless, Tamar came there and she said that she was upset with Tamar because Tamar went and got a solo deal and didn't tell her about it and she left her and she felt blindsided and hurt because they always did everything together and she has been holding on to that hate and that jealousy ever since then. She is jealous of Tamar. She's jealous of Tamar because she's her younger sister. She's been taking care of her and she has the fame and the life that she always thought she wanted and she never got it. Which is why she's sitting up here at this wedding begging for the attention that she has never gotten. Tawanda, girl, your slip is showing. And Trina, you don't get a pass. You don't get a pass at all. Because although you are sitting there quiet, you are very much staying alive. By not saying anything says a lot. The facial expressions, the hand gestures, the movements, all of that says a lot. And I know you got something to do with that letter. I just can't prove it yet. I just can't prove it yet. So then they started to gaslight Tamar and say how she's the one who drew blood first. And Tamar's like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Towanda did, because Tawanda's the one who said I didn't want to film with y'all. She started it. Facts. Facts. Tony had to let Tamar know how she spent a lot of money on a publicist to help clean up Tamar's mess on the internet. Tamar says, you ain't never have to spend no money on me. I have my own things. I take care of myself. I pay for my own things. Then Tony gets in the confessional and say how, right, Tamar has never asked me to spend money on a publicist, but my publicist does go on the internet and clean up a lot of stuff. Well, your publicist is doing a bad job, because Tamar has been running rampant on the damn internet for a long time, and I have not seen anything cleaned up. Nothing. So you might need to get a new publicist, Tony. Maybe they shielding the mess from you because she may be doing a good job of keeping your legacy alive and not getting you involved in Tamar's antics. Maybe that's what she doing, but she damn sure ain't cleaning up Tamar's mess. Tony said that Tamar is more concerned with being infamous than famous, and I feel like it doesn't matter. Tamar is being Tamar, and if it comes off infamous and it comes off famous, whatever it comes off as, one thing Tamar is being is authentic to herself. Of course, we want Tamar to shut the hell up and make the music. The visual album I just watched, beautiful. The music is beautiful. This visuals, everything. Tamar really needs to shut up and just work on her craft, because she's been doing an amazing job at it. But what you can't say is that she has not been true to herself. Point blank, period. So, now the truth is coming out, okay? So apparently Tony told Tamar to have Ashley on the show. And Trina's face dropped, because how dare you encourage her to have Ashley talk about my ex-husband like that? She didn't say that, but that's what her face said, okay? Now, Tony's yelling like, I never said that. I never said that. I actually called your show a chickling circuit. Tamar said, no, not my show. The Braxtons. The Braxtons. You wanted to take this from the podcast to the freaking main show. And I said, oh, well, that's interesting. Because Tony played big ball. And she sat there and denied it the whole time just to get in the confessional and say, oh, I did tell her that we should have her come on the show so that she can, talk about her experience. I'm not going to throw no rocks and hide my hands. I'm too grown for that. So why you sit at the table and act like you never said such of a thing, Tony? Why did you do that? And because you are the Tony Braxton, nobody's supposed to call you out for that, Tony. That is wrong. Once again, not having Tamar's back. And why would you tell your sister that her podcast is the Chitlin Circuit? Y'all, I was sitting here like, this is crazy. This is all crazy, because the way everyone was just sitting there lying. They sat at that table and bold-faced lie, and then got in confessionals and tell the truth like it wasn't nothing. Like they wasn't going to play the back-to-back. They wasn't going to put the scenes together. Like, come on. See what happens when you lie in the moment, because I'm sure they shot those confessionals later, that they couldn't remember the lies that they said at that table. I'm sure that's what happened. So now Tamar and Tony are going back and forth, and Tamar said to Tony, oh, so you think I Birdman too? I'm sure they said Birdman. I'm sure she said Birdman, because the way Tony got up from that table, pushed that table back, and got all up in Tamar's face, baby, I'm sure that's the man she said, because that's the only time we seen Tony behave like that. So now Tamar and Tony are face to face, right? Trina comes in and pushes Tamar back and says to Tony, you are a legend, you are an icon, you are too classy for this, right? Right. Tamar goes, don't touch me. And then somehow, some way, she ended up pulling her hair or kicking her or something like that. And now all hell has broken completely loose up in there, okay? Tony said, I don't know what is going on, but I'm not staying around for this. Towanda goes to Tony and tell her that she needs to press charges. Call the police. Press charges. And you know what I said? I said, oh, you hate Tamar. You hate her. Call the police, press charges? Oh, you want to ruin her. Tony said, I'm not doing that. And left. As she should, because what the hell? A mess, y'all. A Now, Trina's saying that she didn't touch Tamar. That's a lie. That's a lie. Now, I do believe that Trina's intentions was not to actually push Tamar. It was literally to go between them two. But the atmosphere is so tense. The emotions are so high that, yeah, at that moment, it felt like you pushed her. But to say that you didn't touch her is crazy. Because even if you didn't intentionally push her, you touched her. And Tamar's not crazy for thinking that you pushed her when you literally pushed her out the way to get in between the both of them. Now, Tamar was wrong for pulling her hair and kicking. That was so freaking unnecessary. You did escalate this to a physical altercation that did not need to occur. It did not need to occur that way. You were absolutely wrong for that. But I'm assuming in her head, she felt like, oh, she pushing me now? This what we doing now? So now Tamar is yelling back and forth about how they some jealous, hating ass bitches and all the things of the things of the things. And how, you know, Towanda is the one that slept with that man. Towanda is the one that slept with that man. And I swear on your children, Towanda, that you slept with that man. Towanda say, oh, don't curse my children. Don't curse my children. I said, everybody go home. Everybody need to go home and take a nap because this is a lot. I am thoroughly disappointed with them as a whole. Everybody. Tamar is convinced that they are trying to ruin her business. Tamar, they are not trying to ruin your business, okay? They just don't want Ashley to be able to talk about what happened behind closed doors because that is the way Mama E has raised y'all. What happens in the house stays in the house. And because you're the only one who didn't stick to that, oh, they just feel some type of way that you're giving her a platform. They're not trying to ruin your business overall, okay? You are a singer. You are, I guess, a producer on this show and things of the things. They just don't want to give Ashley the platform to tell her story because that's going to make them look bad. And instead of everyone rallying around her and standing up for her, instead they want to quiet everything down and save their image, which is some bullshit, if I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. So now it's the next day and Towanda is still in wedding planning mode. Her bride tribe is coming to get their final fittings for their bridesmaid dresses. Trina and her are talking, right? And Trina's like, it has never gotten to this point before. Like, this was really bad. And Tawanda's like, Tamar is just so unpredictable. She doesn't know who she's going to get. And she doesn't feel safe around her anymore. Because it went from emotional to verbal to physical. She doesn't feel safe around her anymore. I need you to be honest with yourself for 1 second. You honestly feel like Tamar will hurt you, Towanda? Like, be for real. You honestly think that Tamar will hurt you? When y'all was having that whole spat, she's even told producers, I'm not going to hit my sister. Y'all crazy? If I was Tamar, I would never be around you because you already want to press charges on her, send her to jail. You're using buzzwords like, I don't feel safe. Nope. The relationship needs to be done right then and there. I'm all for mending the family together and resolving stuff, but the hatred that Towanda has for Tamar is beyond fixable to me. Trina said that she thinks it's because she was like this to Tony. You are a legend. You are too classy for this. You are an icon. No, that's not why. Y'all want Tamar to be jealous of Tony so bad. Tamar has made it very clear that she is the Toni Braxton stan. She is not jealous of her. But for Towanda, she said that she has drawn the line in the concrete, not the sand, because it's not moving. She is choosing to have peace and joy, and she is protecting it. And you know what? I'm not mad at it. If you feel like Tamar is that draining and the hatred that you have in your heart towards her is causing you to treat her the way you have been treating her, I honestly, wholeheartedly agree that you need to draw the line in the concrete and leave her alone. But let's be effing for real. You don't F with Tamar anyway. It's been clear that you only talk to her when it's time for filming. You don't even know where she lives. You've never been to her house. I'm sure you probably never interact with her child barely. So to be honest, did you ever really F with her? Like, let's just be honest about it. So don't sit here and act like now we drawing the line. It feels like you've been drew the line. So now Tony is in Miami getting ready for Jazz Fest, and everything's all over the place because we know Angie Stone passed away. Now, Tony and Angie share backup singers and technicians, so she has to rework her whole show because, of course, she's going to make sure that the dancers and technicians are taking care of themselves, not only physically but mentally, because they actually witnessed the passing of Angie Stone. It's a lot, okay? So she's not going to be able to make it to Tawanda's bridal shower because, she has to rework her show. And I'm gonna just be honest with you, I don't think Tony was ever going. Now, I know Tony said that she was trying to make it, she was gonna make it. Tony, I don't think she was ever gonna make it, okay? I think in her mind she was going to be like, oh, I'm gonna try. And I don't think she was ever gonna make it. So while Towanda is over there talking to her ladies of honor and discussing the fitting and the Bridgerton theme bridal shower and everything like that, Tony calls her to let her know that she's not going to be able to make it. And Trina starts crying instantly. Okay? Tawanda's like, oh, I'm so sad. And Trina is over there crying. And I'm like, Trina, why are you crying? Why are you crying? Like, calm down. It's bad enough that she's not coming. You see how distraught Towanda is, and now you crying, making everything worse. Calm down. Towanda said that she is devastated. But she's also confused as to why Tony didn't have the weekend blocked off. Because Tony was never coming. I'm sorry. Tony has made it very clear that she didn't want to hang out with y'all. It's been obvious that she didn't want to hang out with y'all for all these years. She was never coming. But her ladies of honors, her friends, are telling her that they're going to step up and be there for her more than ever. I don't know if y'all watched Tia and Tamara's reality TV show, and they had one, and I think it was Tamara that was getting married, and Tia was pregnant, so she wasn't able to be there for Tamara like she wanted to, and they kind of got into it. If you didn't learn from Tia and Tamara that the best people to have help you with your wedding is not your family, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. The best people, okay, to help you with your wedding, most of the time, not all the time, there are exceptions to the rules, is people that are not your family. So go for the best friend over the sister. Not my sister, because my sister always shows up for me. But my best friend, oh, she don't play. She don't play. She coordinates everything, the baby shower, the wedding, all the things of the things. But Trina can't compose herself because she feels so bad for Towanda, because Towanda has always showed up for everyone, and she hates that she's not getting the love and attention that she deserves. Now, don't get me wrong, I do feel bad for Towanda because it's a wedding. And I know she wants her sisters to be there and support her because she's been supportive. And so I get it. I totally get it. But if I can be completely honest, you don't want Tamar there because you claim she ruins everything. And we already know Tony was never coming. So at this point, just embrace the people that are showing up for you. Now, Tamar's saying how she feels terrible about what happened and how everything took place, but she's at a point in her life where she has to figure out who fits and who doesn't, okay? She's working on her album. She's working on the visuals. She said that she's taking everything that she went through in the last year and putting it in her music, and baby, the music is good. The music is good, okay? So the showrunner went and pulled Tamar to the side because he wants to talk to her. And he told her, y'all can't be fighting like this. I've been working with y'all for a long time, and it has never gotten to this point. Tamar said that it's so much hate and anger. They're upset that she gave Ashley a platform to tell her story, and they just stopped talking to her. So she feels like, am I not supposed to bring it up? She said the only thing that brings them together is the cameras. And then they claim that she's the one that wants the audience. And I feel like that's very valid. Tamar has been very vocal about how she doesn't really talk to Towanda, mainly Towanda. I'm not sure about Trina, but how she does not talk to Towanda when they're not filming. And he's trying to tell her, but y'all are sisters. And she said, and sometimes sisters just don't like each other. And it's very clear that they don't like her. Now, I'm not going to say Tony don't like Tamar, because I think Tony loves Tamar. I feel like it's a lot of jealousy when it comes to Towanda and Trina and Tamar. It's a lot of jealousy there, okay? So overall, Tamar is done filming with them. She said they can film over there, she'll film over there, unless they want to sit down and have a conversation, which to me means that she's still open to mending this relationship that she has with her sisters. Now, Tawanda's getting ready for her bridal shower, and she's telling one of her friends how she's so disappointed that Tony won't be there and how much she is missing Tracy because, Tracy will be there for her, showing her support, being the life of the party. We know the energy that Tracy gives. And I'm like, are you sure about that, Towanda? Because didn't Tracy say that she was a snake? Didn't Tracy say that she was a snake? And that's the thing. Even Tracy knew that Towanda is a snake. So none of this is new. It's just now coming to the forefront, and I'm going to be honest with you on why. Because Tamar is the executive producer on this show. She is finally able to show her side of everything and not just the side of what the sisters want out there. Because I'm sure she has something to do with the editing. positive about that. So then we find out that Tony won't even be at the rehearsal for the daggone wedding. Well, how many times I gotta tell y'all, Tony ain't showing up for nothing, okay? She gonna show up for the wedding and say she was there for you at the time when she needed to be there for you. But the journey to get there, she was never gonna be there. It just is what it is. We know Tony don't really care for her sisters. She already said it. She said, if y'all wasn't my sisters, I wouldn't mess with none of y'all. I don't like y'all like that. She said that on Ayana Fix My Life. And she meant that. And Tony gets no hell for the things that she has said to her sister. But let Tamar speak on something, the whole world blows up. Wanda's bridal shower was bomb, okay? The Bridgerton theme, the outfits, everything. Everything looks good. But she's upset because half of her bridesmaids are not there. Half of her bridesmaids are not there and they left before her. So Trina shows up 46 minutes late talking about something hopefully she won't notice. Oh yeah, she noticed because nobody's here. Nobody's here. And I feel bad for Towanda when it comes to her wedding because I know that this is a big deal for her. A really, really big deal for her. But the way the universe works sometimes is just the way the universe works sometimes. Anyway, y'all, that was the Braxtons. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Get down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about everything. Everything that happened, okay? Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, just be respectful. Just be respectful, okay? Like the video, hype the video up, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And with all that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.